Welcome to Unfold Your Soul with Heidi. Thank you so much for being here as we travel through this moonscape where we will take a look at the first of two full moons in Aquarius, the sign of the water bearer. And this is a rare event. We've all heard of the expression once upon a blue moon, and we will have such a blue moon on the 22nd of August. Two full moons in Aquarius, and this in an Aquarian year where we have Saturn there all along 2021 and Jupiter also for the most part. First lunation is happening at the very start of the sign at 1 degree, and then the blue moon will be happening on the 29th degree, which we also call the critical degree of the sign. This first Aquarian moon remembers the start of this energy when Saturn and Jupiter embraced in the sky at the winter solstice of 2020, so late December of last year. Aquarius is the guardian of our collective future healing potentials. On a personal level, it's also the space holder for our long-term goals, wishes, dreams. It's our lucky star. Now, with this correlation of this moon shining a light, because a full moon is an illumination. So this full moon shines a light on that degree where we had Jupiter and Saturn coming together at the end of last year. It can be interesting to ask yourself, who were you with at that time? What were you dreaming of? What was your vision for your life? And also concretely, what were the opportunities that were presented to you? And what realities were you facing? It has a sort of special destiny, this moon, especially because we will have this other full moon in Aquarius at the anorectic degree. I will do a separate podcast on that. At this full moon, something has got to give, and it's related to identity. We cannot really control this show, yet the nature of our very personal battle has to adjust. Just exactly what are we becoming? Is it useful? Is it purposeful? How can we best direct our energy? What do we need to fight for? And what do we have to discard at this moment? And that's what I mean with this special destiny. We can present ourselves differently in the world at this full moon. It's a concentrated opportunity to beautify action. We have this sextile between Neptune and Pluto going on. And that is squeezing out or eliminating all unnecessary action that we are undertaking, because there's a finger of God pointing at the Mars energy, which are our masculine qualities, our yang. Remember also that we are in Leo season, and the beauty of Leo season is that it is about the heart. Everything that is not aligned with what we truly, in our authentic selves, in our heart's desire, will not be functioning. Under this full moon, we face our identity in our creative lives and in our love lives, so also our love identity. So the actions that we are undertaking are being rendered more healthy. When we look at Mars, we also look at Aries, and interestingly enough, we have Chiron, the wounded healer, that just went retrograde there. So finally, we are integrating all these wounds, these existential wounds that came to surface over the last months related to Aries, the beginning of life, the beginning of identity. So that's really interesting here, because with this first full moon, we have to address that, okay, we have an Aquarian year. Saturn is there and Jupiter is gonna dip back into Aquarius too at the end of the month. This first full moon is occurring more closely to Saturn. So it is still a moon where we are looking for base, for structure, for boundaries, where we are dealing with our karma, with our affective karma, sometimes even more existential things like our relationship with our mother, because Saturn and the moon are related to the axis of maturation, of the Cancer-Capricorn opposition, where we mature and grow into our adult selves. So with that, like, something has got to give. Something is being eliminated for us to be a lot more clear about what is the identity that I'm going to present into the world. These adjustments that we are asked to make are very personal. They are related to our impulses as well. When we talk about Aquarius Leo, or there are lunations there, or energies there, we're always talking about integrating heart, Leo, and mind, Aquarius. So wherever there is a disruption of this connection, we will be striving for wholeness here. It is a full moon. So this will be illuminated, and this moon is running these themes of healthy emotional needs, healthy boundaries, still related to the past, it being closely to Saturn, which is the space holder of our karma, our boundaries, the time we incarnated in, and what we came here to do. The conversation between our soul, Pluto, and Neptune, or source, is pointing at Mars. That's what we call a yod, a finger of God. And that story is going to develop and unfold over the next moons. So if we zoom in more into this Mars story, we talk about the Mars-Venus story. And we had the first of a triple conjunction of Mars and Venus. This happened shortly after the new moon in Cancer. Then Venus started to move on. Now Venus, she's doing something else. She is in Virgo. She's getting practical about things. Meanwhile, Mars is still integrating the heart principle and integrating the Jupiterian energies of forgiveness, abundance. So the masculine part of ourselves is doing this transmutation in the heart and is looking at opportunity. And it's almost as if Mars is asking, what can I actually offer Venus? How can I love Venus better? And in that way, it is very much a summer of love and a summer for lovers. It's as if love wrote this big message on the wall of our heart, and now Mars is integrating that. We can also at this time remember positive parts of ourselves that we had somehow shelved at the eclipse season, for example, of 2017, or energies of the summer of 2013 that might come back, given that that was the moment when we also had a double lunation in Aquarius. So thinking about the themes and the love themes that were going on and your identity in love at those times might be very interesting. Love languages, integrating other love languages. How are we showing our hearts to others? Where are our defenses, and where can we break down these walls and be more vulnerable? Associate openness with vulnerability. Now, Mars and Venus are the classical celestial lovers. With Venus themes, I always find it interesting to go look at what Mercury is doing, especially now that the North Node is still in Gemini. Mercury is the guardian of Gemini. North Node in Gemini means that we are collectively unfolding ourselves and developing a more beautiful mental style. We are evolving towards correct human relationships. We are figuring out what that means. Mercury here is receiving harmonious influences from Neptune in Pisces. So this is all the water, this is all the emotion, all the nurturing. And that can be really a beautiful question to ask yourself. What is the most nurturing language you can use as you speak to yourself, as you speak to those who nurture you and the world at large? Relating this to our I am, to Leo season, our identity, the actions that we are going to take at this full moon to shape our identity for the collective, for our longer term goals, our wishes and our dreams, are going to bear their fruit at this blue moon on the 22nd of August. And I'll be back to talk about that. And then let's remember also that Leo season is the season of the sun, sunshine. It's our hearts. It is the great healer. So everything that connects you to your present, to your now, to what you love now will be beneficial. Leo season is always an invitation to take a seat in the heart, to choose the day, and to trust our inner guidance. With Venus in Virgo, we are learning to love those day-to-day practices, habits, actions that we have to undertake to land our longer term goals, to land our vision, to live our dreams. Thank you so much for being here with me, for bearing the water with me. I would love to read how this plays out for you, so please do not hesitate to comment below, add your star sign so I can see who's watching this. And I wish you a beautiful full moon. Of course, I will be with you at the new moon in Leo on the 8th of August. And thank you as well for subscribing, for liking, for commenting. That really helps the channel forward. Namaste.